I'm here with Mark Graham from Canada, A. And so you're like the big cheese at Common Skew. It's got the cool little troll guy,
right
the Scoobot. And
Scoobot's giving a little wave.
Oh, yes, there you go. And also you're a distributor, right sleeve, and very creative guy. Now, I'm fascinated because they had you facilitating a panel of very brilliant industry leaders. What's up with that?
They were desperate. I think they'd asked everyone, and everyone said no, and they said, well, that guy Graham will probably do it. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, God, it's California. You got to keep that in mind.
Absolutely. But it was a fascinating panel. So for those that aren't familiar with it, I was moderating in 60 minutes 6 industry bigwigs. So we had Marty Lott, we had Tom Gose, we had Leighton Lee, we had Tom Mertz, we had Karen Kravitz, and Nikki Stella. And so there was about 55 minutes, and we were covering everything from entrepreneurship to Amazon to technology to product safety to building a business that lasts. And
you went really deep on all those things, right?
Well, as deep as you can, right? But it was really interesting. Everyone had a good amount of time to talk, and certainly it was great to talk to Marty, who had just so much experience and so much wisdom and great stories. And you were there, right?
Yes, I was in the back room.
Okay.
And it was
you
really
were sleeping in the back. I was like, who's that?
Well, I kept scratching my head going, why do they have this guy administrating this thing, you know?
I know.
I mean, they got to be able to do better. Come on.
Seriously. It was a great disappointment, but it was really, really fun to have the chance to speak to these guys, and so many great learnings and lessons that came out of it. I was a little bit nervous that we would just run out of time, and I would have had
How
three
could you
questions.
run out of time? You got, what, 50 minutes, an hour? Come on.
Well, some of these guys like to talk, right? I do. I like to talk too. So
yeah. How long can we make this video? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so just to sort of wrap it up, could you give me maybe one tidbit that our audience might be interested, like some pearl of wisdom that we could share with somebody?
Well,
no pressure, though.
Well, why don't I tell you one of the highlights, okay?
Okay.
So this didn't come from me because, of course, my job was to facilitate.
And you're the lowly,
I was way low.
Facilitator, they were brought in.
And they were all sitting on their big chairs, and I was way down with the audience. So I was kind of a man of the people. So there were many things, but if you just want one, I asked Marty Lott, I said, what would you say to a 40-year younger Marty Lott? What advice would you give yourself if you were sitting across a coffee shop? And he's had many, many stories, but the things that I really loved is he said, be nice and don't lie. And I thought, those are pretty intuitive, right? You'd think, in order to be successful in business, that you wouldn't be a jerk, you wouldn't lie, and that you'd be nice to people. And I think that certainly as he's built out Sanmar, he's been able to really demonstrate those values. And so many people in the industry, whether they're suppliers or distributors, will look at someone like that, the great level of success he's achieved, and it's so interesting for him to be able to just bring that down and speak like a regular human being and just impart that advice. So I found it very powerful and very accessible, and I think very doable, right? And hopefully that's an inspiration for other people that if they ever think that lying is a good thing to do in business, then you know what? You shouldn't do it.
Right. Go talk to Marty.
And you shouldn't be a jerk either, right? You shouldn't be a jerk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there you go. But I learned a ton. It was amazing, and a humbling experience to be able to do that with those guys. So.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, thanks so much for sharing.